You did. Yes, you did, girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi, and welcome to Weekly Motivations, the podcast with Mawusi Ragland. I am so happy and honored to have Miss Cherelle Lanese back. I am just honored to have her over and over and over again to be on the show for part three. I've never done this before, but things that you never do, sometimes you have to do now because this is a new beginning. Her book has touched my heart. Who she is touched my heart. She really opened my eyes to the things. It's like you have this book, she's a package and it's all in one. Because it's a story of you may be facing this today of a mother or father that is sick, or mother or father that you've lost at a young age. And then you move on in life feeling a little emptiness because you did lose that other half. Because it's irreplaceable. It's the feeling that you never can
Get over.
replace, get over,
Mm-hmm.
right? No matter what, it's just
Right.
it'll be there. You can cope in life and move on in life, but it's not the same. Also, then you find out you're a parent. You might have a parent that's sick, ill, something, and then all of a sudden you lose your parent.
Yes.
A lot of people know a lot of people that have these illnesses or go through these things in life, and then
Yeah.
not only are you going through that, but people are violating you, taking your innocence away from you. I
Yeah.
don't know how that feels, but I know many women and many men knows how that feels, and they don't have a lot of people haven't even spoke about it or talked about it. They hold it
Yeah.
deep down. So she's able.
Yeah.
I'm just so inspired. So she's this package all in one. We get to hear all her transformations and all the losses, but there are a lot of gains too within her
Yeah.
story. That's what makes her story so phenomenal. I'm so inspired and I'm so thankful to have crossed paths with you so that
Me too.
you could be on this podcast because I'm happy. I'm just like liberated. Like I just felt
Oh,
she just makes me happy. It's this feeling because when you're reading her book, no matter who you are, your background, you laugh, you cry, and you can relate. No matter what, you can relate with her story in her book. You can relate. You can find yourself feeling and being somewhere in that book, and you can relate somewhere in her book. And that's why it's so amazing. So we left off. So here we are at part three. So Miss Cherelle, thank you and welcome
yeah.
back. How are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, darling?
Absolutely wonderful. I'm honored. I'm thankful for you. Yes. You feel
Likewise.
good. Do you feel good?
Girl, I feel good. I love this interview. I love this podcast. It's girl, I love it. You're giving me so much energy right now. I love it.
Yeah. Because you have wonderful gifts. I'm so happy that you're able to tap into them.
Yeah.
And you're still doing it. You're still moving.
I got to.
Yeah.
I got to. Girl, I'm not gonna play dead. Like, no, I had to. God saved me for a reason, and He saved me to live my life and everything. And God is gonna repay me. You know how He sees fit for the things that I've been through. But I owe Him a life worth living. I owe Him that. So, girl, they can do whatever. I don't care what I go through. I'm not gonna lay down and stay down. You push me down, I'm gonna get back up and I'm gonna push you back.
I love
That no, that's not me.
I love it.
Mm-mm.
You are a phenomenal author, storyteller. I just was like, wow.
Thank you.
Well, keep up the fantastic because I know you have so many more books that are going to come out, and oh my god, I can't wait.
Yes, the this book right now, it's the first volume of three. So instead of putting my whole life story or certain parts of my life that I feel like I want to share with people that's pivotal, I'm condensing it into a trilogy series. I
Yeah.
want to ease my audience into the things that I have done, the things I've gone through, the things that I've learned. Because my book is not a somber book. Like when people read my book, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I don't feel sorry for me. You know what I mean? So I want people to learn and take from my book whatever speaks to them. That your past don't dictate who you are. God does. And it's just your past is just the making of you of him, like it says in the word of God that he is he's the potter and we're the clay. I feel like everything that I've gone through, it has shaped me to be more aware, to be more vigilant, to be more wise, to be more compassionate towards others. Because you know what I have gone through is taught me to be compassionate to other people who find themselves in situations. I'm not quick to judge people. I'm not real quick to judge people that have been in some similar situations, if not worse. And it's something about being honest with yourself and having compassion. See, sometimes when we are so quick to judge other people's befalling and everything, sometimes God has to take our shoes off and put their shoes on our feet so we can walk in their shoes. Because when you walk into someone else's shoes and you actually go through what someone is going through, they're judging, it exposes you to be humble. It exposes you to have humility because anything that you're judging about somebody else, it can happen to you too. It can happen to you. It can happen to somebody that you know. So that teaches you how to have compassion. And that's why God uses pain. He uses pain. He knows how to utilize pain to prepare us, to warn us, to keep us wise, compassionate towards others. But a lot of women or a lot of people who have before being raped and everything. This is why people don't come out because it's always quick. People are always quick to have an opinion. And it's like, we don't need your opinion. We need you to listen. We need you to listen. It's care when you listen to victims. That's you displaying care. But if you're so quick to say that someone is lying or it don't sound right, you don't have to say that out loud to a person if something doesn't sound right. Say that to yourself when you by yourself. But in the meantime, why don't you be a healthy person and a wise individual and just listen? It's not going to take anything away from you if you just listen. That's showing care to someone when you listen to them, even if you don't believe them. It shows care. And I feel like this generation, this world today, we're not taking very good care of each other because we're always like saying, oh, she lying or they lying and stuff like that. And that's what disables people from coming out and saying, I've been through this because they're always gotta like they already have to defend the questions of what happened to them, when, what, where, and why, and how. But then they have to stand against accusations of being called a liar too. And people wonder why it takes people 30 years to come out and say, this happened to me, X, Y, and Z. People don't make it easy for people to come out and say something like that. And then it takes people some time to process and recover about what has happened to them. There is a thing called denial. When you're violated, there is a thing called denial, and that's a way of your brain protecting you from the trauma. And when someone is trying to process that or won't process that, that takes them longer to come out and say that someone did something to them. So I just want to advise people that to be a healthy listener, as much as we like to talk and boast about ourselves, we can have that same type of spirit by being healthy listeners because you never know what somebody's going through. And just by someone saying that they don't believe a person who has been violated, there have been some cases where people have committed suicide. And that's not fair. That's not fair. So I think that we have to take better care of ourselves and each other. I don't think it's right to accuse people of lying automatically. Do you know how much courage it takes for a person to say someone hurt me?
Mm.
Or even if they're still trying to understand how to come out their mouth and say that. You have to be patient with people and you can't be ready to be like a prosecutor all down their throat because that's why a lot of rape victims do not go to trial because they have to put their whole life is put before them. They're questioning about certain decisions and everything that they've done. Can you imagine if I went to court and I pressed charges against those boys? The first thing they would have done, the first thing the defense attorney for them would have did was attack my character. They would have found out that I used to hook school. I used to dress like I was 19. They would present me as being promiscuous when really I was just a girl just trying to find out who I was. I wasn't having sex or anything. I just wanted to feel pretty. But see, that's what happens when they try to paint a picture of you. And that's the risk that people take when they file charges against their rapists. They have to be prepared to be assassinated, to be prepared to paint a picture like they're the problem when someone assaulted them. And then to have people in the social media realm where they do the same thing. This is exactly the point of why people do not come out and say what happened to them.
Because, like you were saying, like when you were saying, you never came out and told your mother,
No.
and because you were feeling like you had did something wrong.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of victims blame themselves, like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? What did I?
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
like brainwashes you some kind of way where you start thinking, I'll get in trouble. I did something wrong for this to happen to me. It's my fault. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to get in trouble for this. But then
Mm-hmm.
you have, because that's when you're really young,
Yeah.
right? And then
Mm-hmm.
you're groomed into this stuff, how it
You're
was.
groomed into being silent, and your young mind doesn't understand what's happening to you. And that's that level of maturity. That's why it's essential, you know, to have an adult around.
Mm.
That's why it's so essential because not blaming my mother at all, because I believe that
No.
if she had, if she probably would have thought about it, or if she was given that opportunity, the conversation, the narrative would have been quite different. And for that, I don't fault her for it. She was just being a mother. But you know what I'm saying? I think that little girls need to know that nobody has a right to touch them in that manner. And it's time for people to stop defending people who do these things. Like for instance, now they're getting ready to pass laws that says that grown people can be attracted to children. And
What?
that's
What
disgusting.
law?
Yeah.
I haven't heard
Yeah.
about that. What
I've
law?
someone told me
No, don't
about
tell me
it.
somebody told you that. No, we need to know
Yeah,
facts.
I'm gonna look into it, but I feel
Okay,
like
let's not
that.
talk about that. No,
Yeah, okay,
not until we gotta look into that. No.
yeah. I'm just saying that it's just that little girls need to know that they don't. They nobody has a right to touch them, and I think those conversations need to be made early on, because like if a little person doesn't know they're not supposed to be touched there, there can be they're easily groomed to believe that's normal, and I thought it was normal. I thought that was normal and it wasn't. And it took me years to figure out, no, Cherelle, that's not normal. You're a child. Nobody has no right to touch you like that.
But then
Nobody.
when you get older, right? Exactly. And then so the whole point is to talk to your children, tell them,
Mm-hmm.
educate. Don't be
Yep.
afraid to tell your children so that this doesn't happen. Okay. Also,
Right.
when you're a teenager, you feel like you said you brought a good point. So here you're at 7 years old, you feel that you can't, it's your fault. And then at 13, 14, 15, you feel, wow, I made out to be a liar or I'm getting questioned certain ways, which they have to definitely look into it if somebody's violating you or hurting you. But at the
Hmm.
same time, the whole point of this whole situation is that it's just horrible overall. But there's help. Don't end your life because of something like this happened. Use it as a survival guide for someone else, and know
That's
that people will listen to you and help you and talk to you and help you through this.
that's
Don't
right.
hold this. You don't have to hold this in.
No, you
You can
don't.
get help. That's
No, you
our
don't.
whole point to you all, that this is something that you don't have to let it eat you up and hinder
No.
you and stop you from moving forward. So now this, when you went to school, it was stuff written in the bathrooms. See, so saying and calling you names and stuff. And a lot of girls, they face this in high school. Okay, after they've been
It's
raped and violated, they get talked about, especially on social media these days. Just imagine how what goes on
terrible.
there said about girls. And
It's
I know
terrible.
here in Las Vegas, where I'm from, Las Vegas is the second largest suicide rate in the world,
Oh my
in the
God.
country. So just
Uh-uh.
imagine. So we whatever we can do to help you, to open up your eyes, to let you know that there's help, and that there's always someone that can listen to you, and you can always be heard.
That's right.
And if you need additional information, you can always contact me. I have cell phone numbers for you to call so that you can get the help that you need. So this is really an educational show. Literally, it is. Now with you, moving on, when you were about, did you ever get married? What was high school? Because you went to high school, you passed high school, you didn't graduate, or did you?
Mhm.
I'm quite sure
I
after
did
that.
graduate.
You did?
I did graduate.
Did
Yes, I
you
did
stop?
graduate.
Did you finally stop ditching school?
Girl, I had to because first of all, like my grandmother wasn't playing that, and then I failed the ninth grade. I didn't like how that felt to fail. So I no, I stopped. Eventually, I stopped ditching school. Yeah, I did, and I got myself together and everything. Had my head back on straight and everything.
Did
Wasn't
you ever
ditching
tell
school,
anybody
nothing.
about those boys?
Later on in life, I did. Later on in life in high school, I did.
Did you?
Um, but I was so busy trying to put it behind me
Yeah.
that I was just focused on trying to move forward.
But it kept
And
coming back up.
yeah, yeah. And because of what happened to me, I had to change schools a lot. Um, so when I finally got settled to my high school that I had graduated from, um, that's when like I really turned over a new leaf and everything, and I graduated. I actually, my guidance counselor, I was even though I was held back a grade, she skipped me. So she skipped me to the 12 um to be with my friends and everything because I think she felt pity for me. And
Wait, let's go
I
back. She
read
skipped you to you were in the 10th grade and then she skipped you to the 12th? Or you were in the
yes.
11th grade?
No, I was in the 10th grade and she skipped me to the 12th.
Bless her
Mhm.
heart. Well,
Yes,
she's
she
very
did.
smart. So we knew that.
Yes, yes, she skipped me. She skipped me. So she told me, she said, Cherelle, I'm skipping you, but you gonna have to do some work. You got a lot of stuff, you got a lot of catching up to do. And she meant that. She said what she said. So I did catch up and everything. And I was a high school graduate at the age of 17.
Yes. What was like life after that for you?
Girl, I after all the stuff that I had been through, I ain't want to go to school no more. I was sick of school. I was sick of school. I said, you know what? I don't want to do school no more. Now that I have a choice
Yeah.
and not going, or if I want to, I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not gonna go. I'm just going to chill. And that's when I had a relationship with a woman, a young lady and everything, and we were tight. We were so tight. And she opened me up and everything. She made me feel vulnerable again and stuff, things that I hadn't
Oh, were
felt
you at
ever.
this time?
I was about 17. I was about 17.
Now, did
Hmm.
you ever know that you were that way?
I was curious. I was curious.
Okay. The
You
whole
know,
Since you were a little
Yeah, I was,
girl, or since you were
yeah, I was a little curious.
okay.
I just always thought women were pretty. I always thought that women were beautiful. And I thought she was and everything. And we were thick as thieves back then. We were so tight. And then eventually our relationship, it started to decline. I say like in the fifth year of our relationship,
This is
it was
serious.
like, yeah, it was like the in the beginning of the relationship, it was kind of like maybe Beyonce and Jay-Z. And then by the fifth year, it was like Ike and Tina and
Wait, what?
Bobby and Whitney.
Oh no. You said from Jay-Z to Beyonce to I can
Yeah.
see
So
that. If I can do that, who? Bobby
yeah.
Brown. Ooh,
Yeah, so
baby.
it was a big high and then it was a real low.
Ooh.
So yeah, with the real low part and everything, it was I was emotionally abused, physically abused. Oh God, it was so horrible. And I was in that
How old were you
off
at
and
this
on.
time?
I was about say 4 years. I say the
And you said
abuse
5 years.
started when I was like in my I say about my 20s. Yeah, about my 20s. And it just every year
Living with
it
her?
just got worse.
Did you
Hmm?
were you two living together?
Girl, no.
Okay.
Uh-uh. Oh
You're
no, we
still at
weren't
home
living
with
together.
grandma, with Miss
I
Grandma
was still with
Pearl?
grandma. I was still with grandma.
You
I
know
was
you
still with
two were
her.
dating her?
She she didn't know at first and everything, but eventually I had to tell her because I mean, you be honest about who you love. So
Right.
I wanted to tell her. My grandmother she didn't like it. She ain't like it. She ain't like it, but she respected it. You know what I mean? And but once the relationship like got really bad and everything, I was, she slowly isolated me from my friends, try to occupy my time.
Was she
Uh,
a feminine woman?
no, she wasn't feminine. I was the feminine one. She was more of like the tomboyish one, but she had like a real feminine type of personality, which I liked. I liked it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, by the fifth year and everything, she started cheating on me. She started cheating on me
Okay.
and
But
cheating on me
okay,
left and right.
is that when she started being emotionally mean,
Yeah,
abusive, when she started going outside of the
cheating.
relationship?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. And it was a constant cycle. I mean, she cheated on me so much that I even saw the signs before she did it.
Wow.
That's how often she cheated on me. And I was so desperate for love. I had already been through so much. And I just was like, if I can just keep this one thing, it shows that I'm worthy of love. Cause I really, and on the inside, I didn't feel like I was worthy of love. I've been through too much. So if I felt like if I can continue to keep this person in my life by any means necessary, that means that I'm a success at something.
Right.
And while she groomed me to be in this abusive relationship, slowly I was losing myself. And I
What
had to
kind of
lose
things were
myself.
you starting to do?
Like not speaking up, not hanging out with my friends as much. Um always being available to her, not being available to other people. Not really talking about my dreams anymore because she would attack them. Um just like me being my regular bubbly self.
Was
I
she
was,
physical with you? Like physical?
yes,
Did she
yes, she
hit you?
was. Oh yeah,
She
she
attack
she
you?
hit me. Yeah, she hit me. She slapped me. She kicked me. She
Would you fight her back?
At first I didn't. At first I did. It took me a while to fight her back. I say a little bit of years down the line, that's when I really started to fight her back.
How long did you
And
stay in this abusive relationship with her?
mm, your audience really won't trip when I say this. 18 years on and off.
So how old were you when you finally left her? When you left?
I just left her
When?
this year. This year in like March,
How old are you now today?
34.
You're just a baby. You were 17.
Mm-hmm.
You're, you just recently left her in March.
Yeah, of
How
this
many
year.
months ago is that? Yeah, this year.
Girl, what month we in? August? Girl, that was like 4 or 5 months ago.
How are you doing today?
I'm so much better. I still have nightmares every night. I still have nightmares every night, but that's part of the process. Um, but I'm doing better because I don't have somebody around me that's abusing me. And I'm being more kinder and more compassionate to myself. I'm giving myself more grace. I've been through a lot of stuff in my life and I have never been too kind to myself. So being at 34 years old, I'm learning how to say, Cherelle, it's okay. It's all right. Girl, be kind to yourself, girl. I take myself out on dates now by myself. I don't look for anybody to take me out on a date. If I want to go out and go see a movie or something like that, I take myself. And I'm just totally fine with that. I was so used to doing things that couples do, but I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't happy. So now that if I were to date anybody now, how I feel when I'm by myself and I go take myself out to the movies and everything, that's exactly the same feeling I should be feeling when when I'm accompanied with somebody else that's interested in me. So this time alone is really helping me to understand what it means to start loving yourself. And I can actually say that it is a process. I didn't always love myself. I didn't even like myself. But now that she's out of my life and everything, I don't have an excuse anymore to point the fingers at anybody about why I don't love myself. It's my responsibility to do that. And I feel good because I don't have to be around somebody to make me feel bad about myself. I can do that by myself. Why would I want to be around somebody that does that? And it hurts too because of somebody that say they love you. So if this is what love's supposed to feel like, I would hate to see what you feel like if you hate
I
me.
wait to see what hate feel like if you love me like this. Oh Lord.
Right.
Wait,
Right.
Cheryl,
So
no, that's
yeah.
not love. Cheryl, is
Yes.
this your first time being away from that person for this long? Her is
It is I'm not going to lie to you. There are times where I do feel like I do miss her. You know, I do. Because of how we built how
18,
the
with 18
relationship
years,
was.
Cheryl.
Yeah, how the relationship was.
Okay, but
Mhm.
this is the longest that you've been away from her, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
No, actually, no, I'm lying. I'm sorry. This is not the longest I've been away from her. I have been away from her for the longest was 2 years.
What?
2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
Really?
2 years. Hmm.
Cheryl. Now,
Hmm.
Cheryl, this does not make me come to Baltimore looking for you.
Oh my God.
And she's like, oh my God. Cheryl, now wait. There is no going back.
No, I'm not going back. No, I'm going forward. I'm not going back. I'm going for it. I'm getting the counseling that I need. Of course, I'm journaling, girl. You know I ain't gonna stop journaling. I ain't gonna stop writing. You know what I mean? But I'm honest with myself. When I do say when I miss her, I'm honest with myself. I don't run from that. But I don't act on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know where it's going to take me. I've been with her for 18 years on and off. I know what it looks like when if I go back. That's not what I want to go back to. And I'm okay with being alone. It is scary. I'm trying to tell you, it's scary. If someone abuses you for so long, you are used to having some good days and a lot of bad days. And that's another thing people didn't understand. Well, Cheryl, why didn't you leave? Why did you stay so long? Well, let me tell you something. Every day in an abusive relationship is not a bad day. Every day is not a bad day. If it was a bad day every day, nothing would make me pack my bags real fast, real quick, where you see the dust behind me when I leave. But that's what happens when you are in abusive relationships. They're not geared to always be bad. There are some times where you do have good moments, and that's something you hang on to. That's what inspires you to keep going, to stay in it. But then it gets interrupted, and reality hits that I shouldn't even be in this relationship because this person is hurting me. And that's what people have to understand. Like, it's really a psychological thing. You love somebody, they have your heart, but they don't treat you right. You just want them to stop abusing you, but you love them. But what happens when you realize the person you love, they are an abuser? This is who they are. It's nothing you can do to stop them. Nothing you can do. You can't give somebody more of what they already don't appreciate. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn that, and I'm still learning that. And that is why I'm okay with having the nightmares every night, crying and stuff like that, really getting it out my system, because this is my moment and my time to heal. And I deserve that for myself. And that's the first step of actually showing yourself self-love, that you do deserve to heal, and you can take your time with it. I am not in a hurry of getting back in a relationship with anybody. I feel like I just got out of jail and I'm on parole. I'm not looking to get clank back up with anybody, because if I'm not fully healed, what happens is I'm going to go to somebody that was just like her. It's just a different person. I don't want to do that to myself. So I want to heal, and it's fair to say I don't need nobody in my corner while I'm healing. If you want to be there, that's fine. But I just want to let you know I go to bed every night by myself and I wake up by myself, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm fine. Yeah.
Live off of those words. Live
Hmm.
off of those words and journal, because like you said, you had more bad days than you did good days in that
I
relationship.
did. I
Okay.
did.
And now you're getting to know you. You take yourself out on dates. You're treating you. You're falling in love with you. You're getting to know who you are. You give her 18 or 17. That's a baby. That's half of your
Yeah.
life. To 34, that's it. On and on somebody that's just constantly abusing you because you've been abused since a little girl, and then you've
Hmm.
been abused since you were just a preteen. Then you're abused being an older teenager all the way up until your adulthood. So you don't even know what it's like to feel love. But let me tell you what love feels like. Love feels good. Love feels so good that they massage your feet every night, rub your back, rub your head, make your bath waters, run your shower waters, tell you every day how much they love you, rub you, kiss you, caress you, build a life with you, do all the things that's gonna make you beautiful, make you feel good. That's what love. I wish every woman could feel love. But you know
Hmm.
what? It's okay because you're starting with you first. You're showing yourself what love feels like. Because then
That's
unfortunately, all the people that was coming into your life was just trying to dog you out and trying to abuse you because of whatever they've been going through in their life, trying to
hmm.
turn it over on you.
Hmm.
Because you know what? You're so beautiful. And
Hmm.
you are such a great force in this world because God put something so special within you for you to flourish and so that you can do your work in this world. And so when you have the devil that's trying to play love you but hate you, we got to get that away so that you can do your work, because you can't do your work with somebody that's stomping on you and beating on you, but say, oh, I love you and I want to be nice to you some days and rah and be ugly and show the worst part of them. That's what you've been shown all your life through people that you, every time you try to get close to them, they want to sit there and dog you and abuse you. But no,
Yeah.
we're setting that girl free. We're gonna write her in the journal and we're gonna go ahead and bury that girl, because now we gave birth to you, this
That's
new
right.
lady right here that's gonna go forward and gonna
That's right.
find when it's your that you pray on what who that man is, whoever you want in your life come to you, is gonna be nothing but love. So we're gonna go ahead and put that away. So now
Mm.
we're gonna go ahead and share now so that the audience can contact you and reach you and
Yes.
follow you and buy that phenomenal life-changing book of yours.
Yes. Okay. So everyone, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram. On Facebook, my name is Cherelle Ward, and then it has the writer. And then on Facebook, it has Cherelle the writer. And also, you can buy my book. He chose me. You can buy it on Amazon. And I have to say that this book is a page turner, and you can also purchase it on my website, www.cherellethewriter.org. And it was such an honor and privilege to write this book. I can't even believe that I wrote it. But let
Hold it
alone
up. We want to see hold up with that. Girl. Beautiful.
and I chose purple. I chose purple and gold because purple represents royalty. And gold, it's just beautiful and sparkly, but it's just a love letter to myself that I came from royalty, I came from God, and I deserve to be treated as such. If I treat people like royalty, I deserve to be treated. And that doesn't mean that I think I'm better than other people or feel entitled, but that is what I deserve because of who I came from. So that's about it.
Oh, we are so honored to have you. I'm going to leave us with a poem by Douglas Maylock. It's called It's Fine Today. Sure, this world is full of trouble. I ain't said it ain't. Lord knows I've had enough and double reason for a complaint. Rain and storm have come to fret me. Skies are often gray. Thorns and brambles have come to beset me on the road, but say, ain't it fine today? What's the use in always weeping, making trouble last? What's the use in always keeping thinking of the past? Each must have his tribulations water with his wine. Life, it ain't no celebration. Trouble, I've had mine. But today is fine. It's today that I'm living, not a month ago, having, losing, taking, giving.